G'day, I'm Clive and welcome back at the Armdale Reptile Centre, and here's our best buddy now, Lucy.
Hello everyone.
Now we've got a couple of bobtails today. I know we've done these before, but Lucy told me that she missed bits out we wanted to put back in, so we're doing it again. So what's their names first of all?
So their names, so Clive's got Noseman.
Noseman, yeah.
And I've got Francois.
Hey. Where did he get his name, Noseman?
When he was born, so he was born at the Reptile Centre, and when he was born, not long after he was born, he had a large abscess on his nose, and it became quite large, that his nose was quite prominent.
Yeah.
And
I'll show you a little bit closer.
It just kind of sticks, these names.
No, he's looking good now.
He's fully healed, but he's still got a little bit of an enlarged nose compared to his enclosure mates.
He's beautiful. Hey, what are you doing curling up, eh? You're trying to get away from the camera.
He's a bit shy.
Yeah, camera shy. This one isn't, look.
No, but he's a bit of a wiggly worm, this one.
That's okay. Well, what we're going to do, we're going to put them down on the ground so they can just be more comfortable down on the grass and going through the branches, and we'll talk about them. You're going to go back down now. Hey? You just chilled. Come on in, darling. Okay, where are we going to start about these beautiful little creatures?
Well, we can start with the fact that they have many different names depending where in Australia you're from. So in Western Australia we call them bobtails, but on the eastern side of Australia they have many different names. So they call them pinecone lizards, stumpy tails, they call them sleepy lizards, and their actual true and proper name is the shingleback lizard. But each state seems to have their own way of naming them because they are found all over Australia.
And the shingleback is from the rooftops?
Yes, so that's apparently why they've been named that, as for the shingles on roofs. Yeah, look like the shingles on roofs. Although I personally think pinecone lizard is very appropriate as well.
Especially for this one being brown.
Yes.
Yeah. So how old are these, or this pair? Any idea?
Well, Francois, I'm not sure because he was a rescue. He was a whippersnipper injury. So he is over... he's mature, so he's certainly over about 6 years old.
Yep.
But beyond that, we're not entirely certain. And Noseman was born at the centre probably about 5 years ago, so he'd be roughly about 5 years old.
And it's a young one.
He is.
So how old do they in the wild first? How old do they, or long do they last in the wild?
In the wild, they can get up to roughly about 20 years, and that's doing very, very well.
Yep.
But in captivity, we can keep them going up until about 30 years. But generally, by the time they get to that age, there are a few age-related conditions that pop up that would knock them off in the wild. But in captivity, we can obviously help them out, give them a little bit extra TLC and help finding their food.
So in captivity, how long would they last you?
About 30 years. They can get to 30 years. Yeah, they can exceed 30 years, but it's not overly common.
And these are kept as pets?
Yes. You can have them as pets on a dedicated reptile licence here in WA.
Yeah.
And they do make awesome pets because they're not huge. They don't require a lot of attention. As you can see, they're not very quick. So they don't need, a lot of fast reaction time to be able to help them out.
Now, why have we got all this here for these?
So this is to help them feel a bit more secure. So in the wild, they go around a lot in the bush under the leaf litter and under the protection of the understory in the bush. It helps protect them from prying eyes from above, so birds of prey, and it can help them protect them and hide them, camouflage them from other predators that are on the ground, like other reptiles, foxes, cats, things like that. And that's where their coloration comes into. So as you can see, Francois and Noseman are two different colours, and that reflects their habitat and where they like to like to live. So Noseman's lineage would be more in your duney coastal sort of areas, and then Francois' lineage would be more in your inner land sort of situation. But bobtails come in so many different colours all across the state, so it's not a given anymore that their colour is exactly for camouflage with our urbanisation.
Yep. And one thing a lot of people do wrong with these, we're supporting them from underneath with this wide hand. So pick them up. A lot of people just grab them from the top, and what that does, it can actually break the spine on them and actually hurt them. And that's a common thing, is it? It
is, yeah. They are, because they're fully terrestrial, so that means they live their entire life on the ground. They have a very long, delicate spine, and then a spine that's dangled or twisted in any way can cause a lot of damage to the vertebrae.
Yeah.
The same goes for snakes. A lot of snakes too. A lot of snakes that when they hang, if they're being held, can cause a lot of issues to their vertebrae. It is such a nice day today that they certainly do not want to sit still and stay on camera.
Some can't fit a little mini GoPro or something on the back.
Oh, it would be funny, wouldn't it, to see where they get up to and where they go. I think you'd find that a good, 50% of their time would be just sitting there, chilling out under the leaf litter.
Yeah. Now mating. They mate for life as long as they get back together?
Yeah, so they come back to the same place in which they mate every year. So a lot of people find that they have the same bobtails coming back to their gardens every year, and the male and female will get back together. But in saying that, if the male rocks up and the female's not there, but then another female comes along, well, he will mate with someone else. It's not be all and end all. But they will try and find each other again and have young in the same spaces again.
So you just mentioned young. So how many young is the average? And
1 to 3. So 1 and 2 is good. 3 and even 4 is starting to push it beyond the bounds of safe pregnancies. 3 to 4 young, if a female has, it's not uncommon for the young to be deformed in some way. Yeah. So like stunted, smaller. We've seen some with, limbs that are a bit wrong, noses that are smushed in. But 1 to 2 is the ideal number.
Now people mistakenly call these blue tongue.
Yes. So they're part of the same family group. There's a large family group called the blue tongues because all the skinks in that group have blue tongues. But there's only one species that is named the blue tongue skink, but it has several subspecies within it as well. So bobtails are very closely related to the blue tongue species, but they're part of the blue tongue family group. It's just a small kind of scientific difference, but they are technically 2 separate species.
And we'll look at a blue tongue in another video?
Yes, we will.
They're lovely. These are beautiful. I'm having a little pet cat.
Except these ones are not toilet trained.
Yes.
Not in the slightest.
Yes. Where are you going, hey? Let's bring you back in. Come on, Mr. Nose.
I do have one more bobtail to show, and he's probably the most striking individual, and with his coloration. So I can bring him out if you would like.
Yeah. Let's put these. Oh, he wants to go. You got him?
Yeah. So this hefty baby is what we call a Goldfields bobtail. So his coloration is very reminiscent of his environment, which is the Goldfields region of Western Australia. So you've got that really rich black and orange colour, which is very common for that area, and they're probably one of the most striking colour variations you can get throughout the whole bobtail species. So they are very sought after. And I mean, this guy's really pretty, but there are some that are even more gold in their coloration. It's incredible the colours they can have. Very, very large individual too, this one. Very, very, very healthy.
This would be classed as a large?
This is a very large bobtail.
Very large bobtail.
Yeah. I would be shocked to find one of this size in the wild.
This is about, was it 12, between 12 and 14 inches in length. So that's 30 to 35 centimetres.
And roughly, this one's probably roughly between 600 to 700 grams, which is a very good size. Average is about 400 to 500. I'm not 100% certain on the gender, but I would put on my money on this one being a female. Most reptiles, the females are typically larger than the males. Not by a huge amount, but by enough.
Yep. You don't mind humans, do you, eh? You don't mind?
Not at all.
So even the wild ones get used to having humans around?
They can, yeah. Some of our bobtails here at the centre are rehab animals, so they're from the wild originally, and they cannot be returned through their injury or through quality of life issues. So they stay here, and after some time you can interact with them like this. Whereas in the wild, they would, if you tried to get this close, they would certainly be reacting to us and trying to have a little bit of a go.
Now they open their mouths wide.
They do, yes. The very common trait that everyone knows about bobtails is their defence mechanism. So when they're startled.
Not everybody knows.
No, well, once you see it, it's something that you're never ever going to forget again. When they get startled by a predator, they'll open their mouth out nice and wide, and this is where their blue tongue comes into effect. It flattens and it broadens out, and then the blue against the bright pink of their mouth is a really, really quite strong contrast of colour. And they do it really swiftly and quickly, sometimes with a hiss as well. And it's meant to kind of startle and bluff a predator. And they go, oh God, I don't want to eat you now, I'm scared, and they run away. Unfortunately for the bobtail, if the predator is a bit wiser to this tactic, there's not much else they can do to stop a predator.
Becoming lunch.
They don't have big strong claws, they don't have strong tails like monitors, their teeth aren't little razor blades like a lot of the monitor skinks are. In fact, their teeth are quite weak compared to them. They're designed more for a crush rather than a piercing bite.
So the food, what is it they like to eat?
They'll eat insects in the wild, but they tend to eat things that are very slow so that they can catch it. So that's why they are quite common in gardens sometimes, because of snails and slugs. So they really love the snails. So people will find them in and amongst their veggie patches. But other than insects, they do also like flowers and fruits. So if they're in your veggie patch, you may not have snails, but you might lose a few strawberries or cherry tomatoes to them as well.
Worthwhile. Which
I think is a well-deserved snack for them to keep in your garden pest-free. And they just forage around on the bush floor for whatever they can find. But they are omnivores, so they will eat meat-based foods, and they will eat fruit veg-based foods as well.
Is there anything we've missed? Eh?
Not particularly.
Beautiful.
They are live-bearing animals, so when most people think of reptiles, they think of eggs, laying eggs. But a lot of the skinks are live-bearing, so the babies come out just as miniature versions of the adults. As soon as they come out, they are fully independent. They may hang around with mum and dad for a while, but no more than 6 months later, they'll be off on their own. They may stay in the same sort of relative territory as the parents, but they are in no way a family unit in the sense that mum and dad care or help the young find food.
Got my hand spread underneath to take it, and you can see it's still curving, so you've got to be very careful. So we let these go to bed, shall we?
I think we shall.
Okay, we'll call that a finish to this video. So I hope you've enjoyed it, and we've learnt a lot, because every time I talk to Lucy I learn something new.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. And I get a pleasure of these beautiful creatures and animals here. So if you're not a subscriber, please go down below, click on the subscribe button, then click the notification bell next to it and select all, so you can be notified of all future videos. And if you are already a subscriber, again I thank you very much, and hit that like button, the thumbs up.